I love Klonoa, but I don't know if Namco loves him, so that's why I'm here today. Because the current state of Klonoa is quite an enigma. The series died, then came back, then died again, then came back again! Do you see what I mean now? And we don't even know if Klonoa is truly back. The Phantasy Reverie series was awesome, don't get me wrong, but does that really mean we'll get the fabled Klonoa 3? I mean, we know Phantasy Reverie series has easily sold over 1 million copies, which, let's be honest, is well over most of what the other games were able to accomplish. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Wiimake sold less than like 10,000 copies or something, probably because Klonoa speaks English. Ain't nobody want to play that shit.
Come on, let's go!
But oh yes, I did, because I'm the content creator. But anyways, Klonoa is a series about a cute little guy that jumps around and inflates shit with a ring pop. You all know this, unless you didn't watch my other Klonoa videos. It really doesn't matter that much, but yes, check them out when you can. Okay, shameless plug over, let's keep going. This series started out small with a single release on the PlayStation. Yeah, Klonoa Door to Phantom Isle. We should probably make a whole timeline of events before ending off with how Klonoa's doing now, shall we? Well, is the video properly titled? I think it is. Shut up. Cue the intro. The first game in the series did really well commercially, and sale-wise, not too shabby either, I'd say. Americans didn't play this shit though, and that was probably the catalyst for something I'll talk about later. I could just give you the Cliff Notes version of how I personally feel about this game. I like it, but the second one's better, and it has less shittier enemy placement, so there you go. Some of these boss themes are absolute bangers though, you can't forget that part. Despite the game sales being pretty mid, the critics were basically saying this was the best fucking game they've ever played in their goddamn life. But, apparently that wasn't enough. But look guys, we have a sequel for our console, our new handheld greatest console ever, the Namco WonderSwan. Okay, what the flippity flying fuck is a WonderSwan? Oh my goodness! Okay, well I didn't even have to tell you guys what a PlayStation is, but I bet most casual fans watching this video have never heard about this console in their life, and I've only heard about it when I was researching all the Klonoa games. But yeah, the WonderSwan. It's this stupid goofy-odd console that has a neat gimmick of, rotating the screen and fucking with my emulator's controls. Yeah, thanks Bandai, you really fucked that one up badly, huh? The first rendition of the console didn't even have color, and it came out in fucking '99. The Game Boy Color was already out then. Come on, nerd, get with the times.
People always say shit like that.
Oh yeah, I should probably bring up the actual Klonoa game in question, huh? I know, I'm an idiot, but it's okay. You don't have to feel bad for me.
What?
Feel bad for the fact that you have to witness this fucking game right here. K's no Klonoa, Moonlight Museum. Since it's the WonderSwan, it was actually a Japanese exclusive console, so Americans had to go cry in a corner since they couldn't play this game, which also is why the title is like that, because Kazno or Kazno means Klonoa of the Wind in Japanese, which I think is a pretty cool title. And I'm just gonna say it right now, I did not beat this game, obviously, but I did record a lot of footage for you all, at the cost of my sanity, that is. This game has really good sprite art to say it's in black and white, and the gameplay is actually a precursor to the GBA games, which us filthy Americans actually got to play legitimately. I think the screen rotating for some levels is the stupidest shit I've ever had to deal with in a video game, but that could just be me being a little bitch. It's not that uncommon after all. This was just kind of a nothing burger of a video game though that I had to eat for lunch one day, and I didn't like it very much. Also, I'll just never understand Klonoa stories that have Hyupo in them, post Door to Phantom Isle, because like, why the fuck are you here, bro? I did learn that this game was the source of that creepy ass image of the two boys, because I remember seeing that a while back. I guess all in all, Moonlight Museum is it's fine, I guess. If you like songs that loop after 15 seconds anyway. Seriously, what is with this console? Alright, fast forward a couple years, because now we're on the 6th gen console era. That's right, this was the time frame which Klonoa was actually a franchise that you could actually, you know, meet people that also knew about it. Klonoa 2, Lunatea's Vel, is my personal favorite in the series alongside the final game in the series, chronologically, and I'll talk about a little later. And this is the real Klonoa 2 because it actually takes place after Daughter Phantom Isle this time. This sequel got the next generation treatment that it deserved, like tighter controls, pretty cel-shaded graphics that aren't in the re-release for some reason. And of course, teasing cat girls for all the Discord moderators out there. While Klonoa himself only takes 3 hits this time instead of 6, like the first game, it's actually a lot more manageable here because, oh my god, look, the main gripe with the first game was fixed. Little to no shitty enemy placement. The entire soundtrack is a banger too, but I already kind of talked about that in my Klonoa 2 review a while back. Klonoa 2 is a banger, okay? Didn't stop the game from having mid-sales as well. Okay. Did the critics like it though? Well, yes, they like this one even more, just like me. This game was the final nail in the coffin though, because Namco started to hate America for not buying their game, because 2 out of the 4 games after this one were never released in America. You're probably aware of one of them. But, oh yeah, the GBA games. The 2 big boy titans of gaming that I didn't like that much, to be honest. I mean, I didn't even record any new footage for this video. That's how much you can tell I didn't care for them. Empire of Dreams and Dream Champ Tournament. They kept the new Klonoa design where he's an older big boy, has the new drip, and he's just cooler looking in general. One of these games has guns, and the other has this little shithead in it. Again? Despite that, I think they are equally as mid because they got the same problem as their big brother on the WonderSwan. They just look better or don't have that bullshit screen gimmick. At the end of the day still, they don't have the sauce that made the console games bangers other than, you know, guns. Ignore the fact that he's called Gantz in Klonoa 2. This Klonoa 2, not that one. Are there any other Klonoa 2s I should know about? I think it's neat how each game had different ways of doing the surfboard levels though, instead of copying and pasting. So anyway, how did these pair of games perform? Well, actually, game reviewers definitely liked these 2 games more than I did during that time period. Also, stop judging that I'm using Wikipedia. It's a valuable source, okay? Especially when we're talking about Klonoa. The Klonoa fanbase is home to some of the most nerdy people, I swear to God. Anyway, I'm glad these games got positive reviews, honestly. I'm also glad to see that Dream Champ Tournament did get lower scores as well, because I did like that one less than Empire of Dreams. I know I'm being biased, but I don't care. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any proper sales numbers for these games, but considering how expensive they are nowadays, I think it's safe to say that they aren't the most common games for a GBA owner to have. Fuck you, DK Oldies! Well, I now, unfortunately, have to talk about... Beach volleyball. I can't believe I even played this game again, since, you know, I couldn't exactly use footage from that montage. Still, this game came out in 2002 on the fucking PlayStation. Like, the PlayStation 1. Why? I mean, like, Eminem's Shell Shock came out in PS1 as well, and that came out like 10 years after the PS1 release. But anyway, this is the one Klonoa spinoff, and it's kind of trash. It has a really good roster of the characters from the series, with a cute little story. It also has a neat little tic-tac-toe looking gimmick that's hard to do because skill issue, I know. But the main problem with this game is just like, it had no content. I mean, it's just fucking volleyball. It is really lame. It also never came to America. So that's why we got British Klonoa voice acting, baby!
Woohoo!
I honestly don't even know what to say in terms of this game's reception though. I mean, it's a PS1 game that came out 2 years after the PS2's life. So I'm absolutely positive that no one actually bought this game. But now, we are finally at the one game. The one and only game. Sonic Heroes!
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Oh wait, wrong game. I meant to say, Klonoa Heroes, the legendary Star Metal, also known as Klonoa Heroes Densetsu no Star Metal. This is a Japanese exclusive top-down action RPG, and it's really cool. It's my second favorite game in the series so far. I haven't played all of it yet, but I wanted to record my first session, and I'm currently playing the rest of the game as I'm writing the script. I think it's awesome, and I also like how it's kind of a reboot to the series as it takes place in the combined world of Phantom Isle and Lunatea, with characters from each game showing up in this game, and it's really cool. And the HUD is like Kingdom Hearts because the character interacts with shit. And I can say that because Kingdom Hearts came out like a little bit before this game, I think. But yeah, I think the fact that you have to own a hero medal to be a hero is very silly. But hey, it's such a Klonoa thing. This isn't a review though. so I'll keep my thoughts on this game brief. There's multiple playable characters, with one being Guns, and another being this big guy named Pango, because he's a pangolin. It's pretty funny, guys, I promise. This really was the final game in the series, though, because after Klonoa Heroes, we had nothing, absolute nothing, dog shit, dog water, nothing.
I get it!
How many times do I need to say it? But wait, I can't be forgetting the cameos and crossovers that Klonoa's had with other games, can I? Klonoa did make a lot of appearances in other games, and I mean like a lot. The most notable examples of this is him and Guns being playable in Namco x Capcom as, well, a playable unit. He was also playable in some other games too, like Alpine Racer 3, and this fucking racing game that I've never heard about until now.
Disgusting.
Namco was stuffing this little guy across everything during 2002, and it's kinda crazy. But there was the time where they wanted him to be their mascot. Klonoa 2, no, not that one. This one, how many times do I have to tell you that? Anyway, the real Klonoa 2 did have a planned GameCube release that was promised to have crispier visuals. But that shit never fucking happened. It would have been pretty cool though. Klonoa never actually got any multi-platform releases until the Phantasy Reverie series was released. If Lunatea's Ville actually did release on the GameCube, then maybe I would have learned about the series sooner rather than, you know, learning about it from Super Smash Bros. Crusade. Jeez, how many games is this little parasite leech off of? I mean, I know, I get it. He's cute, but holy shit! Also, I know the Klonoa mangas are a thing before anybody types that shit in the comments. I'm just not reading them because, like, come on, dude. After, like, 2003, though, the Klonoa series was fundamentally a dead franchise, as Namco was merging with Bandai, and all they cared about was remaking Pac-Man for the 50 billionth time. The World Games are goated, though. It took years for Klonoa fans to get even the smallest drop of water after the 5 to 6 year long drought, and the series director was cooking. I'm not pronouncing your name though. I don't want to disrespect you by butchering it. But Bandai Namco did let him and his team cook. What did they cook exactly? We waited years for this? No wonder nobody bought this fucking game. But in all seriousness though, Klonoa for the Wii is just a remake of Klonoa Door to Phantom Isle, but honestly, it looks even worse than the original game in my opinion. Doesn't even have cell shading like Klonoa 2. I think some of the English voice acting is actually pretty good, but Phantomillion is just better, and we can all agree upon that. This remake was probably the worst performing Klonoa game ever, which is sad because if this game actually did perform well financially, it would have led to a Klonoa 2 remake much sooner, as well as an actual real Klonoa 3? I think these guys are just pulling my leg at this point. But yeah, Klonoa kind of just died again after that game, which is sad because, I mean, it's Klonoa 1. Still a good game. The dude voice acting Klonoa in that game was literally fucking Chick Hicks in Disney Infinity, though. After years and years of nothing, however, we did have a ray of hope. Near the end of 2019, there were rumors going around that Klonoa would come back, thanks to some zesty trademarks that have been made around that time. People were right though, because the fabled Klonoa Phantasy Reverie series finally released in 2022, and it actually did well financially? How the fuck did that actually happen? I mean, I bought it the minute it came out, but I guess people were actually ready for Klonoa at this time. The series producer even claimed that it could potentially lead to more re-releases and expansion of the IP. Do I actually believe that? Game devs spout bullshit all the time, and we need to expect that. Gotta take everything with a, say it with me now, grain of salt. Do I actually think we're gonna get more Klonoa? Well, I do actually. I'm not gonna be corny and say maybe. Klonoa fans have finally risen up, and we're making his presence known. I think it's time for the series to be truly revived. And I think the current state of Klonoa is probably at an all-time high right now. It's only been a year since Phantasy Reverie series after all. Bandai Namco could be developing something Klonoa related as we speak. And as it stands, though, the Klonoa series only has 7 original games, only 3 of which being on a console, and the rest on handhelds. 1 remake that has shitty English Klonoa that I want to kill, that's voiced by fucking Chick Hicks! And finally, the collection that we real Klonoa fans all deserve. So, interesting series, right? I know, that's why I love it so much. It's not a series I grew up with or anything, but I have known about it since I was a younger boy thanks to, well, I thought he was a Sonic character, okay? Give me a break. I think any fan of this series should try and play at least most of the games, because some are harder to play than others, let's just get that straight. However, with some bullshit aside, These classics deserve to be remembered and built upon, so I'd say that this Cabot does have a bright future ahead of him. For the love of God, don't let this video get dated. You better not die again, you fucking bit! Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please click the like button, dislike it if you dislike it, and do all the other shit that gives me attention because I'm just such an attention whore. This is my first discussion video, actually, so any feedback from people that watch this far would be very appreciated. I'd like to do more videos like this sometimes instead of just reviews, so please let me know if you enjoyed what you saw. This is really corny, so yeah, I'm out.